Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to another edition of the Raymond Report. Today is Monday, April 15th. Hope you have yourself a good start to your Cash Out Monday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Raymond Report. Come and check out the Raymond Report each and every day and learn about value percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and we use a strict money management system. Come and learn about the Raymond Report today at atsstats.com. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're located on the World Wide Web. As you can see, I'm a little bit down this week. I don't know, just picked up this cold over the week, so I got my DJ voice going today, so I'll gut through this, and hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I know yesterday we did a pretty good day in our picks. If you go to the website, we gave out the under in the Mets game. That was a nice winner. The only loss we had was the Chicago game against Carolina. That went 4-2. We lost it by a hook, and we won our best bet with Utah over Golden State. And the Washington Nationals in Oakland have a really good system that's 17-5 right now. It's really cashing in, and it was the over yesterday in Washington, Oakland. And we'll see if we have the system is live here today. I'll go check later. I haven't had a chance to look at the system if it's live today. But if you do want to see the system, it's 17-5 right now. And if you go each and every day to our website, go to free picks, click on Ron Raymond's today's picks, and the system will be posted right there. All right, let's take a look at the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and see what the markets did this weekend. And you can see NBA. Well, now we're going right into the playoffs. So in the NBA, last 7 days, 76.1% of the favorites won, 57.4% covered, and 62.9% of the games went over the total. NHL, we got one more week to go. And yesterday was a pretty good day for the favorites, 3-1 straight up, and on the puck line, 3-1 to the over. 7-day average, 72.9%, but neutral markets on the puck line, 50.9% for the Dogs, and 56.3% of the games went over the total in NHL. Major League Baseball, and you can see yesterday 10-5 for the favorites, 7-8 on the underdogs on the run line, 9-6 to the over on the 7-day average. Man, we're really balanced this year in Major League Baseball. Parity has struck Major League Baseball pretty good. 51.7% of the games went to the favorites over the last 7 days. So if you're a dog player, you're doing very well. Consider the run line. 61.1% of the underdogs on the run line plus 1.5 doing very well at 61.1%, and pretty much a coin flip when you get to the over-unders. All right, before we get to the matchups, let's take a look at the standings, and I want to bring your attention to a couple of teams right now. Yankees, you know what? They look for real. 12-4. Dodgers 11-7. Pittsburgh 11-5. You know what? They did this last year, but I'm just waiting for them to fade, right? I think Milwaukee's for real. 10-4 straight up. Cleveland 10-5. Kansas City 10-6. But I think their strength of schedule is what's really going to make make it easier for you guys to bet on, because their strength of schedule has been pretty easy. Look at that. 37.9%. You look at Pittsburgh's strength of schedule, 43.4%. Not great, but look at Milwaukee, 49.8%. So that's why I think Milwaukee is the real deal, and I'm going to be paying attention more to those three teams. Those are my under-the-radar teams. And when I mean under the radar, I'm talking about teams that, when I say Dodgers, Yankees, Cleveland to an extent, your Atlanta, Tampa Bay, those teams are always overpriced, right? But Pittsburgh's never going to be overpriced. Milwaukee and Kansas City, I think those are the team that brings a lot of value, especially on the run line. So I'm going to be paying attention to that. All right, let's go to the game number one. Rockies taking on the Phillies. Aaron Nola against Cal Quantrill. I got the Phillies winning 5.3 to 3.3. Over under at 8.71. And if I scroll down to the bottom here, I got some systems, not team trends. I have no systems today on Major League Baseball that I found. But I redid the stats, so maybe one might show up. When the the Phillies are a home team during the month of April, first game of the series, and they're coming off a home loss as a favorite. They allowed 9 runs or less against last game, 11-2 straight up, 9-4 to the over. So Phillies look good, a little heavy on the chalk, 255. Colorado didn't have a really good weekend after that big win in Toronto on game number 1, right? Minnesota, Baltimore. All right, Baltimore winning yesterday. 6-4, I believe, was the final against Milwaukee, but I think Milwaukee won the series. And today you got Louis Varland going up against Cole Irvin. And I do have the Baltimore Orioles winning this 4.8 to 4.1, over under at 9, so right there with the bookmaker. And looking at the system trends here, Orioles, nothing great there. The over 50, 27-3 for the Twins as a road team, coming off a game where they scored 3 runs for last contest. So over might be worth a look here in this game between the Twins and the Baltimore Orioles. And let's go to Cleveland-Boston. And Cleveland's going to send Xavier Curry against Cutter Crawford. And we got the Bo Sox winning here, 4.7 to 4.3, over under at 9.04. Boston 0-3 against teams with 60 or higher win percentage at Fenway. Still a bit early. And if you like Boston, and the under, I think the under is always good. Every time you get Cleveland, you always got to consider the under. The under 3-9-1 for the Guardians as an away team, coming off a game where they allowed 7 runs against last game. And Boston, home team last 2 years after a conference game, coming off a win as a favorite, and it was against an AL West opponent, 11-2 straight up in the next game. All right, let me see here. The next one, let's go to Miami. The Giants taking on the Marlins. Marlins going to send Edward Cabrera to the hill against Kyle Harrison. And I got 4.7 to 4.2 for Miami, 8.97. And man, Marlins are struggling. 3-7 right out of the gate, last 10. And for the Giants, 4-6. Giants losing 9-4 yesterday to the Rays. And if you like the over in this game, anytime the Giants are a road team coming off a game where they scored exactly 4 runs for the last 2 years, 14-6 to the over for the Giants. All right, next game, let's go to the Detroit and Motor City taking on Texas Rangers. Rangers going to send Michael Lorenzen to the hill against Reese Olson. And minus 114 is the line, 4.6 to 4.2, the over-under at 8.91. And we do have the Rangers winning this game. And the over is 17-8 for Texas as a away team coming off a game where they scored 5 runs for the last 3 years. But the bad news is the under is 22-10-1 for the Tigers. At home, coming off a 1-run win the last 3 years, so a tight scoring game leads to an under game for Detroit the last 3 seasons. LA Angels taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. There's a great series there. The Rays going to send Zach Eflin to the hill against Patrick Sandoval. You can see that the Halos 7-8 on the year. Tampa Bay 9-7. Cashman, all he does is win games, right? 4.4 to 3.6 for Tampa Bay. The over-under landing on 8.08. Tampa Bay 3-1 against teams below 500 at Tropicana this year. And the Rays are 11-2 as the home team, coming off a game where they scored 9 runs for the last 3 years. And we'll keep an eye on that game here tonight. Toronto taking on the Yankees. Good American League East Division, a rivalry right here. Not as big as the Red Sox, the Yankees though, but still a lot of people, upper state New York, makes the trip to Toronto. So you'll see a lot of Yankee fans tonight at the old Rogers Center or the old Sky Dome. Chris Bassett going against Louis Gill. I do have the Blue Jays in a little bit of an upset here. 4.5 to 4.4, the over-under at 9.05. Yankees 7-3 in the last 10. Toronto 5-5. They've won 2 straight now. And off a shutout win yesterday. And anytime the Blue Jays are a home team coming off a National League West Division opponent like Colorado, they're 8-2 straight up in the next game. So Computer Pick does like the Blue Jays here tonight. All right, Pittsburgh taking on the New York Mets. We had a free pick on the under yesterday with the Mets and the Royals. Today, Adrian Hauser going to go up against Martin Perez of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, Perez, former Ranger pitcher, former, where else has he pitched? So, the lefty. So, last year was pitching with, I thought it was Texas. Hang on here. Yeah, Texas and Boston. Yeah, Perez been around a while here. You know, he started in 2012 as his career. So we got a veteran pitcher going up against Adrian Hauser tonight. But we got the Mets winning 4.2 to 3.7. And you know what? The Mets started a bit slow, and they saw the Yankees get all the limelight. So Mets have been pretty good lately, 6-4. Same thing with Pittsburgh. But their strength of schedule is what's allowing them, I think, to really have a good start. And some of these stats here. The over 9-2 for the Bucks as an away team, coming off a 4-game road trip the last 10 years. So I don't know, this one might go over. If you're a law of average guy, this one might go over the total. Mets played under yesterday. Kansas City taking on the White Sox. And let me see, the White Sox going to send to the hill today Nick Nastrini against Seth Lugo for the former Padre going up here against the White Sox. And Kansas City 8-2 in their last 10, while the White Sox struggling 1-9 straight up in the last 10. And let's see if we have any. I got the White Sox 14-4 as a home team, coming off a 7-game run loss. So when the White Sox lose by 7 last game, they're 14-4 in the next contest. And the under is 12-4 for the Royals as a road team when they play as a road favorite the last 3 years. Wow. Well, what? The under, I'll have to double check that one. As a road favorite the last 3 years. I don't know about that one. I'll have to do a double check. There has to be another segment to that, maybe like on a Monday or something, but that doesn't sound right. All right, San Diego taking on Milwaukee. All right, the Padres taking on Joe Ross and going up against Joe Musgrove. So the battle of the Joes at the Brew Crew Center tonight. And let me see here, or Miller, was it Miller Stadium they call it? Both teams are 6-4 straight up in the last 10. And I do have the Bucks, I have Padres winning 4.6, 4.2, the over-under 8.92. And the Brew Crew 14-3 as a home team, coming off a 2-run loss the last 2 years, while the Padres are 12-6 as a road team, coming off a 3-run win the last 3 seasons. So this is pretty much a coin flip. I'll guarantee you one thing, a guy named Joe's going to probably start tonight or get the win, right? Atlanta, Houston. Hey, this one probably 3 years ago would have been maybe a World Series tune-up, but not this year. Spencer Rigetti up today for and Darius Vines going up here for Atlanta. And we do have the Braves winning 5 to 4.6, the over-under 9.69. And look at that, the Braves 0-4 against teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. Atlanta 9-5 start the year. Houston, yeah, we got a problem. And the Braves 11-3 as a road team, coming off a game where they allowed 7 runs against the last 2 years. So you know what, Atlanta. Here's the thing with Houston, right? They're going into game number what here? Game number 17. They're getting to that 20-game mark. This is where you got to poop or get off the pot right here. And I think Houston, you need a good series here against the Braves if you really, you don't want to get behind too much, right? So I think this is a big series here for Houston. All right, Chicago Cubs going up to Arizona in the desert. And today you got Merrill Kelly going for the D-backs and for Ben Brown for the Chicago Cubs. 4.8 to 4.1 is what I have as my line, as my forecast. 8.99, so I do have it going over the total. And we have a system here. Nope, no, it's all trends. Cubs are 10 away as a road team, coming off a win over an AL West division opponent the last 10 years. So I'm going to look at I like Merrill Kelly, though. Merrill Kelly's a good pitcher, and bookmaker likes him too at 141. St. Louis taking on the Oakland Athletics. Yesterday had a great system on the over. That system is now 17-5, and I'm going to check today, see if that system is live. Minus 176. Sonny Gray going up against Ross Stripling. And I do have Sonny and company winning 4.3 to 4.1, the over-under at 8.43. And looking at the Rays record, 7-9 in a year. Same thing with St. Louis. Oakland, a little bit surprising. 2 games below 500. And the over, the under, 11-3 for the Cards as an away team, coming off a 5-run loss the last 4 years. So take a look at that. Oakland and Cincinnati and Seattle. All right, good game here. Both teams off to a pretty decent start, I guess, except for Seattle. Cincinnati 9-6, Seattle 6-10. Yeah, Seattle a little bit disappointing. Seattle's like Houston right now, a little bit disappointing. George Kirby hasn't been really dominant. In fact, he got an 8.16 ERA. So Kirby, this is a big start here. Going up against Frankie Montas of the Reds. Reds are 6-4 last 10. And let's take a look at the Mariners. 14-6 as a home team, coming off a game where they scored 2 runs for only in their last game, while Cincinnati as a road team versus a right-handed pitcher before a non-conference game, so before Seattle, allowed 4 runs or less against, and they're coming off a road win as a favorite. Look at that, 9-1 to the over, so could be an overnight here tonight, and especially the way Kirby's pitching these days, right? And your final game, Washington taking on the Dodgers, and you got Tyler Glass now going up against Mitchell Parker of the Nationals, and I got a 5.2 to 3.7 over-under landing on 9.04. Dodgers 5-2 against teams below 500 this year at Dodger Stadium. And Washington, anytime they're a road team last 2 years before a conference game, coming off an over, and they're coming off a road loss as an underdog, surprisingly 8-2 in their next game. Maybe the red line, you want to consider that. All right, let's take a look at NHL, see if we have any NHL action for you guys here to give out tonight. I'm going to look for systems here. So right down here, nope, no systems, but I do have the Rangers winning 3.7 to 3.1 against the Sens. Yeah, I don't think the Rangers are going to be soft now. They're gunning for first. Edmonton 3.1, San Jose 2.5, and I do have a system here on the under in this game. Actually, you know what? Here's the thing. If you follow the Rain Report, and I got two systems. So a system is when any team, compared to like when one team is a trend. So I got a system on the under and a system on the over. Anytime you got a conflict like this, always go with the home team. I've done this for 20 some years, and I've always found that the home system always does better than the road system. Anytime you got a home team during the month of April on 1 day's rest, coming off a 3-game homestand like Edmonton, and they scored 1 goal or less in the last game, 16, 4, and 1 to the over. So consider the over in tonight's game between the Sharks and the Oilers. Minnesota, let's go. Okay, we'll do Montreal, Detroit, and then I'll come back to that one. And a little coffee break. All right, Detroit, 3.8 to 2.5. The over-under is 6.37. And Detroit fighting for their playoff place here. I do have a system on the puck line on the Habs here. Anytime you got a road underdog, last 2 years, taking on the division opponent, and they're coming off a 2-game road stand, and they allowed 5 or more goals against their last game. They're 18-3 on the puck line, and the Habs, they got 5-4 loss in Ottawa Saturday night. So Montreal puck line looking pretty good right there. All right, the next one, did I do LA and Minnesota? No, I think we skipped that one. I got the Kings winning 3.1 to 2.5, the over-under at 5.7. And any system trends here? Nope, no system trends. Nice trend on the Kings under, though, I saw. Islanders and Jersey. All right, there's a good one. Devils 2.7, Islanders 3.2. Islanders 7-3 last 10. They don't do well against other teams below 500 on the road, though. Only 7-9 straight up this season, and no team trends to talk about here. Yeah, when I do the NHL, I don't want team trends. I want system trends, right? Boston, Washington. All right, let me see here. We got the Bruins winning 3.1 to 2.6. The over-under at 5.78. Washington, though, 3-7 only in their last 10 games, and they don't do well at home against B-type teams, 7-8, but 10-5 to the over. And let me see if I got any over trends. No, that's it. Anytime the Capitals are an underdog last 5 years, totals 5.5, and they scored 4 or more goals last game. 8-2 in the puck line, 6-4 straight up, and to the over. So maybe the over is where you want to lean here tonight. Nashville and Pittsburgh. We got the Penguins winning 3.5 to 2.9. The over-under is 6.49. Pittsburgh playing better hockey of late, 7-3 straight up in their last 10 games. And let me see, do I have any systems trend? Nope. Oh, I got one. It's on the puck line on the Nashville Predators. Anytime you got a road underdog last 2 years versus non-division opponent, coming off a 2-goal win, and they're playing 3 games in 4 nights, 20-5 on the puck line, and that favors Nashville. So Nashville, keep an eye on that tonight on the puck line if it's not too chalky. And then your last game will be at the MLB Arena, Tampa Bay taking on the Sabres. I got 2.9 to 2.6, the over-under at 5.61. And looking at some of the stats here, yeah, nothing really to write home about. Nothing. Well, this one here, Sabres 11-1 as a away underdog after a division game this year on the puck line. So, you know what? This could be a puck line pick here on Buffalo. All right, folks, there you have it. I gutted through it with this this cold. I know I sound like a DJ today. Got my DJ voice, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. In the meantime, I'll see you back here on a Ruby Tuesday, and good luck with your selections tonight.